Breaking news.
Well, developing at this hour, a robbery turned into a gas station shootout involving a retired Oakland cop.
Breaking news. Breaking
Now to an Eyewitness News exclusive. A random attack on an elderly woman at an outdoor cafe on the Upper West Side. The woman, in her 90s, sucker punched in the head. The man...
And first at 5, two 13-year-olds become the target in an overnight shooting. One was killed, the other injured.
An update to breaking news we brought you yesterday. Police have identified the man arrested in that deadly bus shooting in Fort Lauderdale.
Breaking news.
Authorities say that man traveled through Grand Rapids to here in Sterling Heights for that hit. He expected to make several $1,000s, but ended up with a fraction of that because the woman investigators say he was supposed to kill survived.
Breaking news.
Also tonight, we're learning more about the man accused of taking a gun to work today and shooting and killing his supervisor.
Yeah.
And take a look at this video here, these alarming actions, and why some people call him Machete Man.
And now to this unbelievable story. This Pinellas County woman is charged with aggravated animal cruelty. Investigators say she threw her boyfriend's dog off his 7th floor balcony, killing the dog. It's a
There's so much breaking news going on out there that you need to know about it, not just Monday through Friday, but you need to know about it on Saturday and Sunday. Well, I found some stories that just couldn't wait till Monday, so I wanted to bring them to you tonight, or today. This is Saturday, and a couple of my older stories that I want to kind of bring right into what one of these stories, or a couple of these stories, are what's going on today. Nothing is changing. It's getting worse and worse outside your front door. Now, there's about 4 or 5 stories here I want to show y'all. I'm not trying to scare y'all. I'm just trying to let y'all know it ain't safe outside your front door. All right, check these out. Pop, pop, pop. I've reported twice on this story. On the original story at first, and then an update on it. But here's another update. This is the one that happened in New Orleans when they drugged that old woman, drug a foot off of her and snatched her arm out of her socket. Well, they were carjacking her. Thugs. They were thugs. Well, they were juveniles. You know, so, hey, a juvenile, he ain't had much time to get in much trouble, has he? Well, the one guy, there was 3 girls and 1 guy. They've got his past record, that one guy. And I want y'all just to watch it all, just listen at what all he's been charged for at such a young age. And ask yourself, and answer me if you got an answer for it. because I love to read y'all's comments. Why should he ever been released from jail in the first place? As many times as he's been locked up. Maybe if he would have been held accountable all them times and remained in jail, that old woman would have still been alive today. But anyhow, check this story out and listen closely. This ain't his first rodeo. No, he's been locked up many a time. Check this out.
The New Orleans community was shocked at the horrific fatal carjacking of an elderly woman Monday. Now, through documents obtained by investigative reporter Mike Pearlstein, we're learning the 17-year-old male suspect has a lengthy rap sheet, including a home invasion that was dismissed when he was taken to adult court.
Of the 4 teenage defendants who appeared in juvenile court Wednesday in the fatal carjacking of a 73-year-old woman who was dragged to her death, 17-year-old John Honore stood out. Not only because Honore's 3 co-defendants were 15-year-old females, but because of the number of times he has been in that court over the past several years.
What you've uncovered does not surprise me.
Channel 4 obtained Honore's criminal history, showing at least 7 prior arrests on more than 25 charges dating back to his first arrest at age 12. The charges include armed robbery, possession of a firearm, auto theft, flight from an officer, and in one case alone, 18 burglaries related to car break-ins. Now that Honore is facing a second-degree murder charge, Rafael Goyeneche of the Metropolitan Crime Commission questions how he was allowed to pile up so many arrests in such a short period of time.
I would term this offender, based on the documents that you presented to me, a walking crime wave.
While the juvenile court system is designed to seek out alternatives to incarceration, one of Honore's cases, the violent home invasion of a relative in May 2020, led to his transfer to adult court to face an aggravated burglary charge. That transfer was made in 2020 at the request of then District Attorney Leon Cannizzaro. Court records show that the case fell apart and was dismissed by current DA Jason Williams in March 2021. In a videotaped statement, the DA's Chief of Trials, Matt Durbus, explains why they dropped the home invasion charge.
The victim was his family member. She stated she did not want to cooperate in this prosecution and requested that our office drop the case since the defendant was her relative.
But while that home invasion case was pending, the records show that Honore was arrested at least 5 times while he was supposed to be on home incarceration, awaiting trial in adult court.
When the police chief gets up and passionately speaks about the fact that they're arresting the same people over and over again, this is the type of case that resonates.
While we don't know how Honore's juvenile charges played out because of that court's secrecy laws, we know that if he is tried for murder as an adult in Linda Fricke's death, he faces life in prison. Mike Pearlstein, Eyewitness News.
And while Jason Williams said earlier that he will prosecute the defendants in this case to the fullest extent of the law, the DA's office said today it will wait for the full case report from the police department before deciding whether to try any of the suspects as adults in court.
No, that boy, he was a hardened criminal. I mean, that rap sheet, you would think he was 50 or 60 years old. All the things he's done in his short life. And, yeah, he's the one that committed the crime. But shouldn't we be holding the courts, the judges, and the people that release them, shouldn't we be holding them accountable for this woman's murder too? Lord have mercy. They don't want to lock people up anymore. They just don't want to lock them up. Unless they're white. Yeah, white folks get more longer sentences than black folks do. Hey, call me racist if you want to, but you can't call the truth racist. The truth is not racist. No, it's not. Well, I can't help it, but this next story right here is about a black. Yep. I think he shot and killed 3 people. Oh, but he was only intended to kill one. Well, he killed his son in the process too. Check this out.
After 3 months on the run, a man is under arrest and charged in a triple murder on New Year's Eve.
Police sources, though, tell KDK they're looking at Ronald Steve and at least 3 other homicides and the death of his own 4-year-old son. KDK investigator Andy Sheehan reports those other deaths may have been a motive for what happened New Year's Eve.
One of the victims in this shooting was Nandy Fitzgerald, Steve's ex-girlfriend. And according to text messages detailed in the affidavit, she threatened to go to police about those other homicides. The brutal murder took 3 lives. 28-year-old Nandy Fitzgerald, Tatiana Tay Hill, also 28, and Fitzgerald's son, 16-year-old Denzel Buddy Nowland. But police believe Nandy Fitzgerald was Steve's true target. In text messages retrieved by investigators, Fitzgerald criticized Steve for not paying child support or visiting their shared son. And she threatened to go to police about homicide she said Steve committed. Quote, "I'll be the reason you don't ever see daylight again. 3 bodies alone. I know the story from the beginning to end. You're going to jail for some blank you probably thought you was going to get away with." Steve was arrested on criminal homicide charges in 2015 in the murder of a 19-year-old man in Homewood. Though those charges were later dropped for lack of evidence, police sources confirm they suspect him in connection with at least 3 other fatal shootings. They've also been looking to speak with him about the death of his 4-year-old son, a Johnny Lane, who shot and killed himself on November 22nd in this house on Negley Avenue in Pittsburgh. Steve had been living there at the time, and according to the affidavit, police found 2 guns in his upstairs bedroom. Just about the arrest of Ronald Steve. I spoke briefly with Nandy Fitzgerald's mother, Wanda Fitzgerald, who told me she was too emotional to speak about Steve's arrest, but she said she would have something to say after his preliminary hearing next week. Now, Steve was arraigned this morning and formally charged with 3 counts of criminal homicide. He was denied bond and will await trial in the Allegheny County Jail. Reporting in Homewood, Andy Sheehan, KDK News.
Well, tell you what, ain't no need in stopping now. This third story is about a black. This is in New Orleans. And, you know, I know all black people aren't bad. I've never said they were. But the blacks do commit more crimes than the whites do. I mean, there's more pop shootings, stabbings, running over people, stealing. I got a story I'm fixing to show you all about some snatch and grab. Yeah. But, no, why don't you black people, why don't you quit listening to these race hustling lawyers and preachers and quit denying the fact that y'all do have a problem and do something about it, you know. You know, it just don't make sense. Blacks only make 13% of the population, and it's not the whole 13%. It's about 6%, so that really makes it look worse, don't it? Yeah, it does. Well, this story right here comes out of New Orleans, and y'all check this out. Now, I ain't picking on y'all, but Lord have mercy. Check it out.
New Orleans police made a quick arrest in Wednesday morning's fatal double shooting that killed a 21-year-old man and severely hurt his mother.
And in a tragic twist here that some are calling a clear case of retaliation, the 21-year-old was awaiting trial in a double murder. The suspect, the father of one of those victims. Investigative reporter Mike Perlstein has that story.
Edna Carr Sr. Caleb Johnson was weeks away from graduating when he was gunned down last year along with his stepsister, Breonna Brown. The man police say confessed to the double murder, 21-year-old Hollis Carter, was just minutes away from a court hearing Wednesday morning when he was fatally shot and his mother wounded. Now, in what appears to be the next turn in a tragic cycle of violence and retaliation, Caleb Johnson's father, 46-year-old Bokio Johnson, was booked overnight with Carter's killing. This video shows a car pulling up beside Carter and his mother before a gunman opens fire.
Hollis Carter remained behind bars for 5 months before he was released after posting $375,000 bail. Now that cost him or his family $40,000 to make that bond.
Carter had been free since September. Criminal justice activist Nadra Enzi, also known as Captain Black, said that in this case, street justice appeared to arrive faster than courthouse justice.
That the justice system did not work for them, and perhaps someone may have taken something into his own hands.
Enzi said retaliation shootings have plagued New Orleans for decades. happening before a case has a chance to move through the court system.
Everybody thinks that the power is with the elected officials, but it's with the people. The people are going to have to decide, do we want more of our people dying in the streets? It's just that simple.
And now, almost 1 year to the day after Caleb Johnson was buried, another funeral is being planned, along with another court case for murder. Mike Perlstein, Eyewitness News.
We spoke by phone with Carter's attorney, John Fuller, who maintained his client's innocence. He said he was preparing to go on trial in the case and to prove that Carter gave a false confession.
Now, all of these stories that I have shown you so far have been recent stories. And like I say, ain't no need to stop it now. This is a very recent one. And they go in there, yes, it's black people. They go in there, whole bunch of them, and they in and out in a matter of seconds and have stolen over $30,000 worth of merchandise. Yep. It ain't working, whatever y'all doing, black people. It ain't working. Your race hustling preachers and your race hustling attorneys, it ain't doing y'all no good. No, it ain't doing y'all no good at all. Y'all ain't getting no better. Y'all getting worse and worse. Now, does that mean you hate Skip? You hate black people? No, I don't hate black people. I got a lot of black friends, but I choose friends that's got sense. And I don't go around these kind of thug life people like this. And I tell you what, black community, y'all are in bad shape. You know, Detroit, Philly, Atlanta, Houston, hell, you name a city, and wherever there's some blacks at, there's going to be some chaos. And that's not making stuff up. No, that's Skip telling the truth. And y'all know what you said when you turn the news on. Y'all see that most of the crimes are being committed by black people. If y'all turn on the Chicken Bone News Network, I'm going to show y'all a fair and balanced. It's not going to be all blacks. I'm going to show y'all some whites when they commit crimes. But what are most of the crimes? Who's committing most of the crimes? You can't deny it. You will be lying to yourself. You can lie to me all you want. You can lie to me. I don't care if you lie to me. I know. But if you want to keep lying to yourself, go on, keep lying to yourself. Go on, keep blaming white man. White man ain't got nothing to do with any of this. Don't be talking about we getting our reparations. Don't be talking about, well, my granddaddy, he worked for the white man on the farm. Well, tell you what, my mama worked for the white man on the farm too. She was a sharecropper. That's right, they were white sharecroppers. And they didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And they lived from hand to fist is what they did. But that didn't make them or, you know, they're not blaming the white man. No, they're not. And black people, you can't blame the white man either. It's not the white man's fault. Let me ask you this. How come there are successful black people out here now and they're not blaming the white man? No, there's a lot of successful black people out here. How did they become successful and do right? But the ones that's committing the crimes, which is about 6% of y'all blacks, are committing over 50% of the bad crimes in this country. How come they could do it, but y'all couldn't do it, or they couldn't do it? You can't blame the white man. Y'all got to quit that. Quit that blame game. Start taking responsibility. Look here, I got one more story I'm going to show y'all, and I'm going to go ahead and end it. And I'll end it with that, all right? All right, I will catch y'all on Monday night. And then if I get some more breaking news that y'all need to know about, I might make a video tomorrow, all right? Look here. Pop, pop, pop.
A big story at 5, shocking video emerging of a group of thieves stealing thousands of dollars worth of merchandise from a Pleasant Prairie outlet store.
It's all done in plain sight. This video is pretty wild. Casey Cronus is live with a look at this unbelievable robbery.
Yeah, good evening, you guys. Surveillance video from inside the store captures the entire theft on camera. The robbers doing seemingly nothing to hide their identities. Wild surveillance video from inside the North Face store at the Pleasant Prairie Premium Outlets shows what police are calling a mob shoplifting incident.
They were in and out of that store within 30 seconds.
Police say the heist went down like this. Monday night, just before 8 o'clock, 10 men swarmed the store, 9 of them grabbing clothes off the racks, sprinting out, and making off with more than $30,000 worth of merchandise.
They had planned this out.
Pleasant Prairie Police Chief David Smetana says the thieves knew exactly what they were after.
This isn't a group of 10 people walking by a store and coming up with an idea to hit it.
He says they are investigating whether this group is linked to other similar robberies in the area. Chief Smetana says the men did not approach any of the North Face employees, who called the police right away.
Their main objective was not to confront anybody. It was to grab as much product as they could in the shortest time frame they had and exit the store with it.
Although the men were caught on camera, they were gone before police could catch them.
We're depending on some video footage from inside the store and outside the store to try to help us identify who the offenders are.
And if you recognize any of the people in this video, you're asked to contact the Pleasant Prairie Police Department. Reporting live in Pleasant Prairie, Casey Cronus, Fox 6 News.
Some wild stuff. Casey, thank you. Get a